everyone. Right now we're in my pottery studio. I'm redecorating parts of my home, and so I went to IKEA and I got a second Ivor shelf. These shelves have been out of stock for so long. They finally restocked and I needed a second one. I was running out of space in this area, so now I have two and it's actually getting filled pretty quickly. I'm working on a bunch of new pieces. I have some shelves here that I need to put together that I'm gonna do right now. I have a lot of greenware that I need to paint on so I could fire them. And then I have a bunch of fresh cups that I just threw yesterday. So I need to trim these. I did a new shape and it looks pretty cute. It's like a little round guy. I don't know if I should add a handle. I never really add handles. I think a little handle would be cute. I have one mug. This is already fired. It needs to fire one more time. Cute. I need to put these shelves together. I need to trim these. I need to paint all of this. I need to glaze all of this. We got a lot of work to do. My studio is the only room in my apartment that gets the most beautiful lighting. Hello. Very nice. I hope you guys are having a good day. I just filmed an outfit video for Motel Rocks, but I changed back into my comfy pants. And now I'm gonna get some work done.
Creativity. It's all objects, stories of objects, and artists, and just really beautiful to look through. This is the last one that they had there. It's sold out, but gorgeous, beautiful. A little flip through. Okay, as per usual. Denim jacket.
Hello friends, how are you? I feel like I haven't checked in a while. I thrifted this shirt, cute, and it has these little rings on the side. So I'm gonna put this through. I don't have like a regular black ribbon for some reason. My cat is holding onto it. There you go, you can have it. I can't tell if I like this shirt or not because the sleeves are like not full sleeves. They were actually folded like this, but it looked weird. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the shirt looks fine. Let me know. So I decided to make this a studio pottery vlog. I'm planning on having an online drop on the 28th. I think the last thing I filmed was glazing. I was glazing for like 10 hours maybe. That was a lot of work. That was a really long night, but I wasn't tired, so it was cool. I was enjoying it. I think I ended up glazing about 10 pieces. These are not fired yet. Actually, before I show you guys this, let me explain pottery a little bit. So pottery needs at least 2 fires. The first one's like the bisque fire, which is basically dried up pottery. It's very delicate. After a clay piece is fully dry, it's considered bone dry, and then you can fire it. If it's a little wet, it can explode in the kiln. I was about to break this in front of you guys to show you how delicate it is, but I'm actually going to use this as my test pieces. This was like an ashtray that I didn't get to finish on time. And yeah, basically before pottery is fired, it is extremely delicate. It could break so easily. It's happened to me a few times when something's done and it breaks. I have buckets down here for reclaim. Speaking about reclaim, reclaim is basically clay that hasn't been fired. So if clay isn't fired, you can reuse it 1,000 million times. Once it's fired, you cannot use it anymore. So I have a bucket down here with like scraps, broken pieces, just dried out clay. All I have to do is add water, let it dry a little bit, wedge it, and then it's good to go. Welcome to Pottery 101. I'm gonna go over some pottery stuff. Maybe some of you are interested. I have gotten a few comments on my YouTube asking about like supplies, tips, just more information basically. So that was reclaim, and then back to the firing process. So the first fire is called bisque. It turns dry pottery, turns it solid. You can also hear the sound when it's fired. It sounds like that. And then the second fire, you can add glaze to make it shiny or whatever you want, and it'll look like this. This is the finished product, nice and shiny. I fired my first glaze fire in my kiln, and I didn't do any test pieces. I just went for it because I was confident, and these did not turn out the way they were supposed to. I guess these were my test pieces. You can see it looks bubbly. I've never seen this happen before. A little bit of bubbles in the inside. Here's the other one. Instead of being smooth, it's very bumpy. I was so excited about these pieces, and they took hours, and they got a little bit messed up. They basically did not fire properly. Before I opened the kiln, I already accepted that they might be messed up because I didn't do a test fire. And I was a little bit bummed, but now like, it's no big deal. It's fine. We're learning. A lot of people were still interested in these, and I love that. You guys are so sweet. Some people were saying that it adds more character. Very cute. These will still be on my shop, just discounted. In that same firing, I had this one, and she came out perfectly fine. No bumps, lumps, nothing. And it's funny because I didn't really care about this one. I put in another firing this morning with 10 pieces, and I'm really scared that something went wrong again. I'm hoping everything's fine. It's only the first firing, which I've been successful at, but I'm just nervous because you never know. Anything can happen, and pottery takes a long time, so it's kind of stressful and just a little bit upsetting. If you start pottery, the biggest advice someone gives is don't get attached to anything until the end, because anything can happen in all of those steps. So until you're completely finished, that's when you can love something, because there's just so many things that can go wrong. Okay, so I wanted to go over some of my tools. I hope you guys are having a good day. Today's the first day of spring, and I'm so excited. It's gonna be in the 70s all week. I do not thrive in the cold, especially because my heater doesn't work. So every day you guys see me in pajamas and sweaters and being cold and uncomfortable. But it's spring, the weather is nice and warm. I am so happy. I will say I didn't plan this out. I'm just gonna go through some stuff that I have. This is a bat system. Basically, you screw this onto your wheel, and this is a bat. You pop it in there, make your piece, and instead of slicing it off and having to put it on a different surface, you just pop this out and you put your new one. So these are really, really handy. I definitely recommend getting one. Sponges, I have like 1,000 of them. This is your basic beginner setup. These are your trimming tools. There are tons of other trimming tools you can use. I only use these. I'm not that fancy with trimming. I use this guy to score and slip my shelves. Basically when you attach two pieces of clay. Oh, and also your wire cutters. I forgot about these. I bought this off Amazon. It's just a bunch of tools that you can use for your pottery and it'll give it different shapes. I really recommend this. They're so fun to make, especially when you're new and you're just trying to make new things. Very cool, very fun. I've never tried the little triangle ones. Maybe I should. On the bottom I have some brush on glazes as well as wax. I still haven't taken the time to clean up the mess in back of me. I promise I'll get it done. Anywho, I want to go over my underglazes. Everyone's different. There's so many options and it just depends on what you like to make. But personally for me, I do a lot of painting underglazing. Speedball's the first brand that I tried and I never had problems with it. I was underglazing yesterday for like, I want to say like 8 hours and this is completely empty. This is completely empty, so I need to buy a new one. I actually want to buy an entire set because I only have minis and they don't last long. I also have Amaco underglazes. I'm not a big fan of these. This is actually dried out. They don't work well with the vinyl that I use and just the style of pottery that I do. I feel like that's it. If you're wondering what clay I use, it's Laguna clay. I use B-Mix and B-Mix with Specks, sometimes Speckled Buff. There's a bunch of different ones. I've had my Cricut for 7 years. When I bought my Cricut, I also bought vinyl in bulk in black and white. That was 7 years ago and this is all I have left. It used to be way more. But this is just called removable premium vinyl, in case you were interested. I feel like I missed something, but if you have more questions, leave them below. I hope you guys enjoyed this Pottery 101 class. A little bit of coffee ASMR for you guys. Ta-da! I cleaned up here. I finally cleaned out my studio. I've held on to a lot of art supplies that I've had over the past 10 years. Maybe in the last clip, you were able to see all the stuff that I had. I basically only kept pottery supplies and my tufting supplies. I really want to tuft again. Joann's is closing, so where am I even gonna get more yarn? I also got to change my curtains. These are super short. All of my cats are here. This is Zelda. This is Kiki. My cat from the window just left, and that's Nobu. What are you doing, babe? Yesterday, I unloaded my last kiln load. I think I had about 20 pieces glazed and I dropped them off at a friend's house. She has a larger kiln and so everything fit in there. Everything's ready. I have to pick up all my pieces. I need to take photos. It's really cloudy, but I need to take photos so I can put them on my website. These are my thank you cards. I ran out of these and I didn't notice. I'm gonna see if I could print them at home or make like a smaller version for now. I still need to add another layer to them, but I'm making stickers too. Tomorrow is my online drop. I'm pretty excited. I haven't made and like sold stuff in a while. My last drop was in October. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. There's a little heart. But anyways, I think I'm just yapping a ton right now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting me and have a cute day.